Physical reopening of high school faced confusion in Incheon. Most high school seniors here returned to school on Wednesday, but some schools were forced to postpone physical reopening due to virus-related risk factors, related officials said. Two high school seniors in Incheon tested positive for the coronavirus, leading the school they attended as well as two nearby high schools to delay resumption of in-person classes by a day, according to the city's education office. Students at 66 high schools across five districts in Incheon were directed to go back home on Wednesday morning over concern they could have crossed paths with the diagnosed students, both of whom frequently use crowded facilities. It is difficult to speak in terms of numbers about when school would be directed to close. Decision will be made based on the situation in each region. A differentiated approach should be taken on reclusion after drawing clear boundary of areas and school exposed to danger if a student tests positive. Director General of Korea Center for Disease Control and Prevention Jang Eun-kyung said at a press briefing. Our concern is if we believe coronavirus will somewhat die down, it would be prepared to reopen schools then, but given that the situation will not change in the second half of this year, we believe that we should look for ways to carry out both our daily activities in the same manner and take measures to prevent the virus. Officials with the city education office were in talks with health authorities to decide when to reopen concerned schools. The 18 years old students were confirmed positive for the virus after visiting a karaoke establishment that had been visited earlier this month by another student connected with an educator in Incheon who is believed to be the initial source of infection. The number of patients linked to the karaoke established total 27 as of Wednesday, health authorities said. We can proceed with in-person classes when students and staff are safe from coronavirus. We have decided to extend virus classes, priori- prioritizing student safety and health. 주성훈, superintendent of the Incheon Education Office said. 9 high schools in Ansong, Gyeonggi Province also pushed back bringing 12th grader back to school by a day, citing incomplete contact tracing for a virus patient in his 20s in the city, according to the province education office. Most of the approximately 400,000 high school seniors returned to classroom 5 months into the usual academic year, with new health safety guidelines in place such as reduced class size, tables physically distanced, temperature check, and wearing face mask at all times, to name a few. High school seniors were the first group to return due to their their tight academic schedule and upcoming college entrance exam, which is one of the most important dates on the calendar in December. Other groups of students are to shift to in-person classes in stages through the June 8. Elementary, middle, and high school students had shifted to online learning in mid-April due to the coronavirus pandemic. The confusion surrounding the reopening of school comes against the backdrop of rising number of new infections in the 24 hours ending 12:01 a.m. on Wednesday. The number of impacted patients rose by 32 on Wednesday for a total of 11,110 according to the KCDC. It was the first time in 9 days since the cluster of infection broke out in Seoul entertainment district of Itaewon that the daily infection tally exceeded 30. Daily infection figure had remained below 20. There were no additional deaths for the Thursday in a row, and the accumulated death toll stayed flat and 273, the cases added. Among the new patients, 24 had contracted the virus in the community, 8 each from Incheon and Gyeonggi Province, 6 from Seoul, and 1 each from Daegu and North Jeolla Province. The other 8 got is overseas, the cases said.